Hi, women in white coats. It is Dr. Amber here and
Dr. Archana.
we're so excited. So if you haven't heard, we are doing our first Women in White Coats virtual summit. And tell them what the name is, the extra name that we have there.
Yeah, so it's called Women Docs Thinking Outside the Box.
Yes, yes, yes. Because right now, if you haven't started thinking out of the box, you need to start. Medicine is changing so much, and we have some fabulous speakers who will be able to tell us how they've been able to think outside the box, right, Archie?
Yeah, absolutely, Amber. I can't agree with you more. I mean, I've been attending for 12 years and in talking to my colleagues, like none of us have seen this before. This pandemic has brought out things that we never thought we would see in our career. I mean, obviously, just the coronavirus in and of itself is something that many of us never thought we would see in our career, but the furloughs that have happened, the ways in which, hours have been cut, there've been pay cuts, we all went into medicine. At least I know I did, Amber, thinking that medicine was going to be a secure thing. And I used to always tell people all the time that medicine was recession proof, and now with this pandemic, we've seen, in 1 in 5 doctors, as this was a statistic that I saw recently, Amber, was either furloughed or had pay cuts as a result of this pandemic. And so I think what we're realizing with this is that medicine isn't quite so secure and that it's a good idea to have other sources of income.
Yes.
Or maybe, and then on top of that, Amber, you think about the numbers of people who are already burned out from medicine even before this pandemic. In 2020, Medscape did that survey where they showed that nearly 50% of women doctors were reporting burnout. So when you add this pandemic onto what was already a pretty high rate of burnout, it's such a great time to really start thinking about transitioning or pivoting in your career. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. And a lot of people, when you go into medicine, you think about, okay, like you were saying, the end goal is to be a doctor. And a lot of times when we do that, we let a lot of our other dreams that we may have kind of fall by the wayside. And in times like this is when you can say, you know what? I have been able to reach my goal of being a doctor. What other goals can I reach? What other possibilities can I be able to do? Because the thing is, if you're able to be a doctor, you're able to be so many other things. You're not pigeonholed into just being a doctor. And so our job here at Women in White Coats is to inspire you, to encourage you to really live your dreams and to be able to give you the tools and how to do that. And so the best way that we found to do that, to actually give you the tools, is to be able to talk to women doctors who are similar to you, who were where you are, trying to figure out what you want to do, how to make a transition, how to add on to your skills of being a doctor. And those women will tell us how their beginnings, how they were able to do that. And then also we'll be able to celebrate how much great work they've been able to do. So we have a lot of speakers here. So let's see, who are we talking about? So I had an interview with one doctor, Dr. Mary Clay Haver, who is amazing. She has her own course called the Galveston Diet. And she talks about how she was able to create the diet, then we don't want to call it diet, create the meal, the way that you eat, the meal strategy, I guess you could say. And then she walks us through how she was actually able to bring it to fruition to make $1 million company. So that's information that will be at your fingertips. So you can take a listen to it. And she's so open, you guys. I'm just grateful that she was able to talk to us. And Archana, you did some other interviews as well, right?
Yeah, what's cool is that for this summit, we're interviewing 15 plus women doctors. So they're in all sorts of different fields and kind of practicing medicine or living life on their own terms. So we wanted to bring you not only people like entrepreneurs and course creators like Dr. Mary Claire Haver, but other people too. So different ways of practicing medicine and staying clinical, or different ways of doing non-clinical careers. So utilizing your degree in the way that you want to do. So we really want to empower you to take back control of your degree and use it the way you want. And you're the one who paid for it after all, right? So sometimes I think that we are so pigeonholed into a certain way of utilizing our degree. And pretty much that usually comes down to practicing clinically, whether you're employed or in private practice. But there's so many other ways of putting that medical degree to work. So I talked with a number of different people who were using their degree clinically in different ways. For example, I talked to Dr. Jyoti Patel, and she now has a concierge integrative medicine practice. She also does some aesthetic medicine and has a med spa. I also had a really great discussion with Dr. Amna Hussain, who is decided to set up her own direct primary care practice. So there's ways of working clinically that could be a little bit different and a little bit outside the box, but still puts your degree to use. Furthermore, we're going to be talking with Dr. Lisa Herbert about leadership opportunities for doctors. And then I also did a number of interviews with non-clinical guest experts who are doing things from utilization review to being a chief wellness officer. There's so many different ways to really put your degree to use, and we really wanted to highlight those things. And these conversations are awesome because they really go in depth with providing a lot of tips and insider kind of information as to really how to get started in these different kind of fields.
Mm-hmm. And what I really like, because you may not necessarily see this all the time, is that me and Archana are actually going to talk to you about how we were able to get started. Because a lot of times, you know, you may see a lot of people put together these virtual summits, have a lot of great information. But the thing that we want to make even more special is for you to know us and know our story, knowing how to get into media, how to publish a book, how to be a physician coach, because those are things that we're very passionate about, and we want to be able to give you some fire under your butt to do it too. Because right now is a really good time. You know, a lot of us have to stay at home because of what's going on with COVID. So why not use that time to build something that's even bigger and better than what you could have ever dreamed? So we have a lot of great speakers. We hope that you will join us, that you'll be able to go on to our website, womenandwhitecoats.com, and you'll see how to register there. And the best thing is it's free. And so this is our gift to you. And before we close up, Archana, you have anything you want to add or want to say?
Yeah,
we can talk all day about this kind of stuff.
I know we are so excited for it, because I just feel like, you know, I just keep hearing so many stories of women doctors wanting to transition. And I forgot to mention, in terms of the clinical side of things, we're talking also about telemedicine and locums. And I know those are two huge things that people are wanting to transition to. And, you know, for
real estate, we're talking about that too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, how could we forget? We're going to be talking about other ways of earning income too, outside of your medical degree, from getting into real estate to stock investing. We're going to be talking to Dr. Bonnie Koo with Wealthy Mom MD and Dr. Leticia Alto from Semi-Passive MD. And what's really cool, Amber, about these ladies is they're really living the life of their dreams because they created so much financial freedom in their life.
Yeah.
And, you know, like if you have that financial freedom where you don't have to necessarily have a full-time income from your physician work, then you can cut down to part-time or even quarter-time, or maybe even leave medicine altogether if that's what you want to do. So I think that, you know, we're really just trying to give you so many different options, so many different ways of creating financial freedom, of practicing medicine and living life on your own terms. And that's why we put this summit together. I think it's so relevant right now at this time, given everything that's going on with the pandemic. And when you join, you know, just head on to get registered, just head on over to our website, womenandwhitecoats.com/virtual summit. And when you register, you'll actually get some free gifts from us, and all the guest speakers have also free gifts to give you. So there's absolutely no reason for you not to check it out, and make sure you tell other people about it too, because this is going to be, more than you realize. There's so many doctors out there who are wanting to transition, wanting to pivot, but they just don't know where to start or what to do. And this summit is going to be the perfect thing for them, to give them so many ideas and kind of narrow it down as to what's going to be the next best steps for them.
Yay, I'm so excited. And the thing is, once you sign up and once you experience it, we want to hear all about all these ideas, all these great things that may pop up. So we also have our Facebook group where we want you to share that with us. So if you haven't done it, you'll get information right when you register on how to join us in our group, because we want to give you all the love and support that you will need in order to really launch what you're trying to do. So thank you so much for joining us. We're excited to see you in the virtual summit, and check us out at womeninwhitecoats.com.